Welcome,
Yes.
everyone, to Pro Baseball Central. This is Joe McDonald with you this evening, and I'm joined by our managing editor, Rich Mancuso, to discuss the trade the Yankees made tonight. Rich, how are you?
Okay, Joe. Just enjoying the off season a little bit.
Yeah, a little relaxing, but
Yeah.
I could have predicted it last week when I was talking on our last show with Howie Carpet. When I said, nothing's going to go on next week, it's probably going to happen to the winter meetings. And what happens? Brian Cashman made a trade.
Well, now with the with Cashman and the Yankees, they're known to make moves before the winter meetings. Remember Aaron Hicks coming over here a couple of years ago before Thanksgiving, and it happened, and he's still with the team, and I expect a lot more. This is just the beginning. Cashman said they were going to be active, and this is just the beginning of filling in the needs that the Yankees want to get further in the postseason next year.
And this fills a big hole for them because, Paxton definitely is at front of the rotation type of guy. The only question is, how healthy can he stay?
Well, they did their medicals apparently before this trade was made tonight. And apparently it checked out okay. And that's the thing, he's been on the DL quite often the last 3-4 years, whether it be the elbow, shoulder. I think he had some back spasms or back pain that took him out of the Seattle rotation 2 weeks late in the season. So they did their medicals. They're pretty sure he's okay, but it's definitely an upgrade for them because, Sonny Gray is just about out of here. It's just a matter of where he's going to be. Oakland and the Reds are two potential teams that Cashman's been talking to. And they fortified the rotation. Let's look at it. He's a good left-hander, and he strikes out guys, and that's what the Yankees need.
Well, the question is, they gave up Justice Sheffield in the trade. Did they give up too much?
That's the question here. And I've been talking to a lot of Yankee fans since this trade was made on social media and going back and forth with me. Majority of them don't like the trade. They feel that the Yankees gave up too much. Of course, Sheffield came in a trade for what was it, for Andrew Miller, right? Wasn't that the one that they got him for? Right. Okay. So and they thought this was the prospect that was being held back and should have been up sooner this season. But apparently, from what I've been hearing, what I found out tonight was they did not think he was capable of being a front-end starter guy for this team, which for me is hard to believe because he's a top prospect in the game. And in the Yankees organization he was, and they were really high on him when they got him here in the trade. And, you can't go on what this kid did in September when he made 3 appearances out of the bullpen and didn't do much. Look, this was a rookie pitcher, and he didn't produce, and you just can't go on that. I think the Mariners got a rebuilding. That's what they're doing, and they picked up will eventually be their number one starter in the years to come.
Well, that's the question you have when you give up a prospect like that. You have to ask yourself the question, is Paxton going to be as good right now as Justice Sheffield will be? And obviously the Yankees said, this is what he's going to be. And the other prospects basically pay the growth price. So,
Well, you got to look at it this way, Joe, and every Yankee fan has to look at it this way. Paxton is a better pitcher on the road than he was at home in Seattle. Yankee Stadium is the home run derby, as I call it, ballpark. And this left-hander might give up a lot of home runs at Yankee Stadium. That's a major concern. However, if he is healthy and his fastball is effective and the curveball, the Yankees got a good pitcher here to go with Tanaka, Severino, and Tanaka. That's a good 3. Right. And now what does Cashman do after that? But I like the move because the Yankees are obsessed with winning all the time, and they feel that they have this team that can go all the way next year and overtake the Red Sox. And let's face it, the stumbling block with this team was their starting rotation. It showed in the postseason that it wasn't as strong as the others, And now they feel with the addition of this left-hander, Paxton, that they've gone that extra step, but there's more to come, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yes, Patrick Corbin's still out there as a free agent, and that's probably a number one target for the Yankees.
That's the name that they're looking at, and there's a ton of starters. Corey Kluber is a guy that they could eventually get from the Indians. I know they've been talking and exploring that possibility. The question is, what would Cleveland want back? Right. I thought Sheffield was safe here, and I saw that by even when you look at the potential trade. Everybody was talking about Jacob deGrom, the Mets, and the Mets were looking to get Sheffield, and the Yankees said no as one of the prospects they would not give up. I thought he was untouchable, and I wrote that on my social media platforms tonight. I thought that this was one prospect the Yankees would not give up. So apparently they felt otherwise, that they saw something differently, and in return they get a quality pitcher, quality guy for their rotation that could strike out hitters. And when you look at it, the Yankees had a strikeout pitching rotation, and that's what they want to get over the hump next year.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, there's other talk going on right now, too. Let's just move it over to the Mets for a little bit. That I just can't see them doing it. But they're talking about trading Syndergaard this offseason, which I
know. I'm going to write a column about that at some point in between the holiday this week for us in New York Sports Day. The only way I see that happening is if the Mets can get a blowout deal, okay? And I'm talking about the Padres. This is the main team that's in the talks, that's in the discussion, and very strong talks, by the way, from what I'm getting. And the only way I can see that happening is if the Mets can end up getting Austin Hedges, the catcher, or maybe one or two of the top Padres prospects. Now,
like Tatis.
Yeah. Now, I also have been told by numerous scouts that have watched Tatis Jr. a lot that he's not major league ready. And if you're going to trade Noah Syndergaard, who is a part of the strong strength of this Mets team, as we all know with their starting pitching, these young arms, even though Jacob deGrom is getting up there in age all of a sudden. If you're going to trade Noah Syndergaard, you don't want prospects that are not major league ready yet. You don't want to wait 1 or 2 more years. Right. You want to win now. Right. And you're going to be giving up a guy like Noah Syndergaard, who's not a prospect, who has the
26 years old.
Yeah, you want to win with him now, not get rid of him.
Right.
So that would be the one thing that I would, unless it's a blowout of a deal. Right. You cannot trade Noah Syndergaard. Though I'm telling you that his name is out there. When I keep hearing San Diego right now, and I couldn't tell you if this is going to happen or not, but it's definitely being talked about.
Yeah, definitely is. Definitely is. So, all right, well, let's wrap this up for right now. The Yankees make this big move, and there's going to be more moves coming, and there's going to be moves for the Mets over the next few weeks.
It's going to be a definite.
For those of us who listen to us on the website, you can listen to Pro Baseball Central and all our podcasts on a lot of different platforms now. iTunes, Google, Spreaker, Stitcher. And if you go and ask your Amazon Alexa, Rich, to play Pro Baseball Central and ask the TuneIn app to do it, you'll be able to hear it on your Amazon Alexa. So we're all over the place right now.
That's good. New York Sports Day is the place to be. Besides, this is my boxing season, of course, now still. Got a piece up on Manny Pacquiao's fight with Adrian Broner. Press conference was in New York today. But the winter meetings are coming up a few weeks in Sin City or Las Vegas, where I intend to be. And I also expect this to be a very active winter meeting for the Mets and the Yankees.
Yeah, I think this is going to be that way, too. I don't think it's going to be like last year where everyone waited until February 14th.
No, you're going to see the Mets making the moves and the Yankees, and to better themselves. Of course, the Mets have, I think, more work to do, and the Yankees have to just fill in these pieces that they feel can get them to the top and overtake the Red Sox next year.
Well, the biggest thing with the Mets, just quickly, is they're going to have to fill in the pieces in the bullpen, and as we saw even last year, that's what came off the shelf first with a bullpen guy. So that's why they're going to be making a lot of moves, because even last year when nobody moved, the bullpen guys did.
A lot of work to do in the pen. They have to get a closer. You're hearing Diaz's name from Seattle, the Mariners, their closer is a possibility. You're hearing Zach Britton's name. You're hearing David Robertson's name, the free agent route. I know the Mets are going to spend money. Yeah. And if you're going to spend it wisely, go to the bullpen where it needs to be done. And of course, they need to definitely have to look for a catcher, no matter what you've heard about Travis Darnard and Plawecki, who's not one of my favorites, as we all know, and you know. They need a catcher, and they need another power hitter in right field, an outfielder with some right-handed punch at the plate.
Yeah.
And I know they do have the nucleus of some good youngsters down in the system that could make it on the team when we're talking in April out of Port St. Lucie. They could, and maybe Alonso is one of those guys at first base, and every Mets fan is looking forward to that. His Arizona Fall League, he banged up the ball. He was the top player in the Arizona Fall League, as he was in AAA all season when they were in Las Vegas. So they got to try to give this kid a shot if he performs during the spring.
The problem is he was a butcher at first base. Got better last year. I spoke to this kid back in April. All right, he worked on his defense. The problem is range at first base. He doesn't have that much range.
Well, they said that about Dominic Smith as well. And where does Dom Smith fit in all of this? He's been one of my favorites. They might end up just trading him away.
Yeah, I can see him definitely being traded away.
And then they talk about Jay Bruce at first base. So Brody definitely is the new GM. Definitely has a lot of work to do. He said he's going to do it. And there is that commitment. You keep hearing more and more. Joe, over the years, what have you seen? You have not seen Jeff Wilpon, for that matter, talk as much as he's had since the season has ended. I think that's because there's a lot of enthusiasm there that they feel that they have the right general manager in place, and they feel that now they have to spend the money, and they got the general manager that knows all about that stuff. So I expect them to spend some money, and they definitely have the flexibility to do it. They have money on the table.
Yes, they definitely do. All right, so let's wrap this up. For Rich Mancuso, this is Joe McDonald of the Pro Baseball Central podcast on New York Sports Day. We'll be back with another episode as we come along. They make a trade, we'll do a podcast. Otherwise, we'll probably see you next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Same here, Joe.
You too.